Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I put out, my last video. I think I actually worked on the Kayo and also changed the oil on my FZ-09 that I was really interested in kind of getting, to know the condition, since that was my first oil change after really beating on that bike on dirt and, other different scenarios as well. Today's a good day, and it's a special day only because if you have been following me for a while, you know that a couple months back I actually got laid off. So that's why I've been a little bit quiet, because I've been kind of trying to stay focused in other things to kind of provide for my family and kind of going through some businesses decisions, as well as applying for jobs and kind of doing my thing. But in the meantime, I haven't stopped kind of working on bikes, and there have been a few changes that I wanted to kind of bring up to your attention and kind of talk about what's coming next for the channel. So one thing that I wanted to mention is I had to make a awful and sad decision to get rid of my GSX S1000. I was in the verge of kind of really wanting to add some money that was going to enable me to make some decisions in regards to a business that I wanted to form. So I decided just to get rid of that bike, and in the midst of kind of doing the deal, an opportunity came to actually trade the bike for another bike and actually still put some money in my pocket, which I thought it was a great idea, because it still gave me the opportunity to work on multiple bikes and then just have different directions, work on different issues, different problems and whatever. And I thought it was a great idea, so I actually did it, and that's what this video is about today. So as of right now, if you're thinking about it, so I have my Kayo K230, which is my dirt bike, and I also have my 2014 FZ-09, which is the one I'm kind of using for dirt as well as street duty, which I've been giving praises so much because I really love that bike in the sense of like engine, whatever. If you have watched the videos, I don't have to repeat that anymore. What's cool and important is the new bike. So let's talk about the new bike and what's gonna happen. So I'm going to be showing you part for the bike that I'm going to be working on, that you might be on the verge of maybe thinking on the fence about, hey, should I be doing this and whatever. And I'm just gonna talk to you a little bit about my plans, because exactly like I did with my FZ-09, even though the plans changed, I'm just thinking about kind of what direction I'm going to take, and I'm going to show you the bike right now. And no, you're not crazy. We're talking about another FZ-09, but this is a 2017, whereas my FZ-09 original one is the 2014 models. You're not crazy. This is a 2017 FZ-09, and this is exactly the year where they went through a revamp. For the most part, this bike is OEM. We're gonna be talking about issues and flaws with this particular bike, plans for the bike specific, and then some of the parts I already gathered that I'm going to be installing on this bike, that we're going to be kind of making it be my bike as opposed to whatever bike. So not that it matters, but I thought that I actually got a pretty good deal on this bike whenever I was trading for the GSX, and I actually got a decent amount of money in my pocket, and I ended up with a bike that even though this one has a few flaws, these are flaws that I can deal with, and I'm not really that concerned. So I'm actually super happy. It's a clean title bike. It was dropped already, and I'll show you the details, but for the most part, now I'm in the process that gets me excited, because I'm actually gonna make it my own, make it how I want this bike to be, and really give it the care and love that I'm not sure if this bike actually received. So for starters, this is a 2017 models, so the headlight is different, and then there's a few things on the engine that I think there was a few revisions, and I think this one has the slipper clutch, but for the most part, the architecture of the bike in the sense of like frame, brakes, tires, wheels, then the subframe, seat, for the most part, everything is almost the same. I know there's some people that have been kind of flip-flopping or switching, the seats between years, and I know it might be a little bit difficult to put on one or the other, but for the most part, the structure and the tank and whatever is the same. There was another, I guess the biggest deal is the fact that they actually added traction control, as well as the ability to have ABS and quick shifter on this bike. The quick shifter was not a standard, but you can buy the quick shifter from Yamaha, and then you can install it, and then it's going to recognize it, and you have the ability to turn it off and on depending on your style, or depending on the conditions you're riding. So looking at this bike right now, so I'll give you a walk around, but the plans, just to jump to it, this is probably going to be my racing bike. What I mean by that is that was my intention with my 2014 originally, but then I ended up putting the knobby tires and really having a lot of fun on dirt, and I decided that I'm going to now, instead of buying a set of wheels that I can put on my bike and maybe lower to go drag racing, I mean, might as well just get another bike and have a dedicated, a drag racing bike, and then keep my 2014 for street and off-road duty. So this one's gonna be, for the most part, street as well as drag racing. So I'm just gonna be doing some things that might affect the way it handles a little bit on the street, but I'm not gonna be running a lot of canyons, but I might be commuting and whatnot. So if you remember my GSX 1000, it was pretty low. It was about 3 inches lowered. So you probably know where I'm going from. And that, the good thing is I'm still keeping the other one, stock height. So I'm just gonna have the ability to do that. And then I'm just gonna be trying to do focused on the drag racing on this one. So some of the things that I'm going to do is lowering the bike with the link. This link will give me about 1.5 inches of drop in the rear, so I'm going to be dropping the front as well. I'm going to be installing an integrated tail light. So the bike had these, turn signals, that the ones that you stick on and whatever. I mean, if you like it, it's okay, just not my style. And then this bike was dropped on the left side, which I'm going to show you. And this is the brand new part with the gasket that's over there. So we're going to be replacing this, and we're just going to have to potentially remove the coolant, because in order for this you have to remove everything else. So the coolant is going to have to be removed from the bike on the engine. I already acquired some of the radiator pieces. This is the one from the other side, or I think, oh no, or I don't even remember, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to be replacing that. I already also got the turn signals that I'm going to be using in the front, and then I don't have to worry about turn signals in the rear because I have my integrated taillight. And then for the most part, I'm potentially keeping the color, meaning white. I'm not sure it's going to be a different white because I have to paint the tank. So if I paint the tank and I'm not getting the Yamaha color, I'm probably going to be matching fender and then the rear pieces, and I'm going to be painting these ones as well because I like the look when these ones are matched to the color of the bike. So we're going to be kind of working on that. So that's something that's coming. I'm going to be removing these like skateboard tires. I'm not sure if you knew, but I skateboard, and skateboard are in the rear, and I don't find a place for a skateboard to be on my motorcycle. So anyhow, it doesn't matter, but we're going to be removing that, and then addressing the fact that this bike has no security or safety for the sake of keeping the tank clean in the event of dumping the bike or dropping the bike. So something that we're probably going to be resourcing to Woodcraft to get some sliders that I can rely on, so the tank doesn't suffer scratches or dents in the event of I end up going down. I'm probably going to be painting the wheels, so I might be using a scheme that already exists in Yamaha lineup, but the black wheels, in my opinion, I don't like them. I just feel I feel like they look like bland. So I want something that pops, and so that's kind of the style I'm going for. And for the most part, ideally, I would love to get the quick shifter from Yamaha. If I don't get the quick shifter, I have to double check if the Anatory one it's compatible. If it is, then I might be switching to from one bike to the other, and then I'm probably also going to be putting the handlebars on my 2014 and then bringing the clip-ons that I have on my 2014 to my 2017 because I really like that stance, and then the leverage that you get from the handlebars might be beneficial for dirt. So that's something that I might be doing as well. All right, so let's do the walk around. Removing this as well, and I might be doing the same thing I did with the other one, where I removed the rear passenger pegs and I put a blanking plating here. We talked about this, and this is the piece of resistance. So you see, the bike was dropped, and this bike, I don't even know if it's driving pretty straight. Of course, I tested it and at speed and whatnot, and it was all good, but everything got damaged, and I'm going to be now adding a few clips of myself fixing this and really making it, you know, super clean, as well as, you know, this one in here. I'm going to be showing you a few befores and afters, so you can see now this is all clean, like super, you know, kind of smooth. This was not like that before. I actually spent some time, you know, with sandpaper, just kind of, you know, getting rid of scratches, and so I can kind of prep the bike for whenever I get ready for paint. And these are the only parts that are pending, because this one, of course, like I mentioned, I'm just going to be removing. But something that I'm not planning on doing is just spend a lot of money on parts. So I'm really gonna try to be sensitive in the sense of like, hey, if I can fix this with things that I already have here, I already had the putty, and I can just kind of use time and just paint it and whatnot. That's what I'm going to do. This is gonna be the big thing, because there's a few things you can do. You can either buy fuel tanks, but they're pretty expensive. And these fuel tanks are pretty expensive. And I mean, there's a few options. I'm probably going to be able to put a few of them so you can see them on the screen, but you actually get the ability to either put a cover on the tank that it actually covers the entire thing, and you can paint it. It really replicates the look of the bike, so it makes it feel like it's completely, you know, without blemishes or whatever. Or you can buy some of those kind of carbon fiber corners, and I can then just, you know, kind of fix this in order for the cap to work really nice, and then just put that in here like an accent. Nobody needs to know that there's already a dent in here, and it's not going to be noticeable because it's going to be under the cap. Not sure about that option. Not sure about the option with the cover, because based on what I've seen, it's super expensive. And then covers, like used covers, or I'm sorry, used tanks that I found or came across on eBay, they were going for like maybe $400, $500, $600, and I thought to myself, hey, this tank, besides the fact that it's, you know, completely ruined in here, I can remove the paint, I can get a Wells dent puller gun, and I can just weld studs and then just pull it, try to make it as seamless as possible, and then just fix it. And that, including the parts, in the sense, I mean, parts and the actual gun to pull it, is gonna cost me like, I don't know, maybe $200 and maybe paint. So I feel like, you know, I'm going to be learning something. I'm going to be working on the bike. It's gonna be a rewarding experience. So I'm probably gonna go that route. So it just has to, you know, remove the tank, remove the paint, remove the fuel, so that I can, you know, in a safe manner, I can, you know, pull the dent and then just paint it. I love white bikes. I don't think I ever, besides the Ducati 696 that I had, I had any other white bikes before. Or after that bike, so I'm probably gonna keep you know, the white. It might be a different white. I might go to a different brand, or maybe off the shelf paint that I can just make super nice. If you have seen, you know, things that I painted before, you probably know that I can at least just, you know, defend myself kind of painting and whatnot. So
one for the money, you know what it is. Two for the show, yeah, we shut it down. Three just to make sure you ready. Four, let them know that we run this town. One for the money, you know what it is. Two for the show, yeah, we shut it down. Three, just to make sure you ready. Four, let them know that we run this. Feeling good, yeah, I could taste it. I could tell that it's one of them days. Sun keep beaming, it's shining on my face. Surfing the breeze, yeah, I'm riding that wave. Wave, riding that wave. Sitting on top, everything is okay. Hit my stride, try to keep my pace.
Hit my stride, try to keep my pace.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are now tuned in to the greatest of all time, the greatest of all time.
I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better.
One for the money, you know what it is. Two for the show, yeah, we shut it down. Three, just to make sure you ready. Four, let them know that we run this town. One for the money, you know what it is. Two for the show, yeah, we shut it down. Three, just to make sure you ready. Four, let them know that we run this town.
Came in with the style, with the flavor, with the $1 million attitude, smile for the haters, yeah. I've been making rounds, doing favors, I'm the man in the city, I've been feeling like the mayor, yeah. How you gonna act like I ain't stepping, hold up, I been counting money, counting blessings, hold up, Diamonds finna dance, I'm finna tear the flow up, Hope it make you sick, I hope it make you throw up, Be clear, I've been on the tear for 2 years, be clear. I ain't lucky, boy, I'm just prepared, be clear. You could've went to anywhere you care, we here, be clear, we here for a reason. In and out the season, thuggin' with my heathens, give you something to believe in. In the kitchen with the season.
I hope you enjoy the small clips of myself, you kind of fixing the scoops and whatnot, and just maybe getting ideas if you're kind of running into that, and eventually I'll probably buy the graphics so that it says, you know, FZ-09 or whatever on the scoops again, and maybe leave it at that, and maybe just so simple but clean. And I'm pretty sure this bike is gonna be killer. It's gonna be, you know, more than what I'm expecting this to be. And I remember that I forgot that I have to fix that tire, which is another thing we can actually do with my tire machine. We can probably remove it, put a plug, and I'm thinking about putting a 90-degree valve as well. That makes it so much easier whenever you are, you know, kind of in a pinch and trying to, you know, put air in your tires and whatnot. So anyhow, thank you a lot for watching. Thank you a lot for your support. Thank you a lot for those of you that have been asking about, you know, my situation. So I'm still unemployed. I'm dealing with, you know, the things day by day, trusting God that something's gonna come through, and then just keep pushing forward. Just let me know, you know, if you have any questions or stuff that you would like to see. If there's any, I think this has been done before, but now that I have the two models, if you have questions and you want me to compare, hey, N4 exhaust versus Acura Provic, whatever you want to know, I'll love to kind of share with you. So if you want to know something and you want me to make a video about, so just let me know and I'll be more than happy to do it. So thank you a lot for watching this video.
Do you love me now? Do you love me? Do you love me now? Till it's running now, we gon' run it up. Till it's running now, we gon' run it up. Till it's running now, we gon' run it up. Till it's running now, we gon' run it up.